Today we are going over a nice, really good, I think, 15-year-old bourbon that I'm dying to review for you guys. We're gonna talk about the Prideful Goat. It would work if I had it facing the right way. I'm excited. Let's discuss it. Let's taste it. Let's go. Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Carlos. Thank you for joining me here on the Whiskey Corner. I felt like saying that because it's kind of like la la. I'm finally done with COVID. I feel great because I was going crazy during this quarantine. It has been a crazy maybe a little bit over 2 weeks. So, yep, we're in that. I haven't forgotten about what I need to send out to all the prize winners giveaways, and now the backups have gotten it because the people that didn't send me their info for the prizes, well, unfortunately, you lost your chance to get your prize. So the backups will get it now. So congrats to you guys. Well, what are we doing today? Well, before we get into that, I need you guys to do me a favor. Subscribe. Yep. Thank you to all the people that are subscribed and support the channel. I really appreciate you guys. And if you're new here and have not subscribed yet, hook it up because that will really help me out. We are talking about a 15-year-old bourbon that I bought a few months ago, and I had on New Year's Eve, quite honestly. We're talking about the Prideful Goat 15-year bourbon. And if you haven't heard about it, it's fine, right? Because it's not really a name brand or something that you see out there a lot. I know about it because I watch Bourbon Real Talk and actually listen to the podcast as well. So Randy Sullivan at Bourbon Real Talk, he has a podcast and a YouTube channel where it's a bourbon whiskey channel, right? And it's a great channel. I suggest you guys go and watch it because I learned a lot of stuff there. But he also has a lot of connections, and him and his friend Chris Hart from Whiskey Neat, which is a talk show or a radio show, for bourbon and whiskey, created this brand, right? And the story goes, from what I've heard from Randy, is that he went to a tasting in Kentucky. This place that he went to had a few different barrels, or this distillery that he went to had a few different barrels of Kentucky bourbon aged 15 years. He tasted it and he was like, wow, this is really good. Can I get some of this? Can I buy a barrel? Yada, yada, yada. Well, push comes to shove, he had to buy a little bit more than just one barrel. And instead of having like just putting out a barrel or a couple of bottles, him and his friend, Chris Hart, decided to just create a brand, create their own whiskey per se, right? Because it's not their own whiskey, it's from this distillery, who knows from where, but it is in Kentucky, and this is a 15-year-old Kentucky bourbon, right? So Prideful Goat doesn't just have this, right? It has a 6-year-old rye and a 6-year-old bourbon, which I have not tasted, right? But I did taste this on New Year's Eve, and quite honestly, I didn't do it due justice. I drank a few things on New Year's Eve, so I don't really remember how good it was. I do remember that it was good, but you know, like I said, I didn't do it due justice. So I'm excited to get back into this. That was a horrible pop, but whatever. I'm excited to get back into this, and we're celebrating because I tested negative for COVID, and so did my family. So yeah, that's definitely grounds for celebration. So this is 78.5% corn, 13% rye, 8.5 malted barley. It's char number 3.5. It is 114.2 proof, and this is batch number 4, bottle number 1042. So I don't know how much the thing goes, but how many bottles they're putting out, but that's a lot. And this is bottled by Gulf Coast Distillery in Houston, Texas, which I believe that's where Randy is from as well. So how good is this, right? It cost me about $160 with taxes, right? So how good is it? Does it match up to that price? I don't know. Let's see. Let's go in for a nose and a taste. Okay. Right off the bat, this is like drawing me in, like, come here, because it has a sweet brown sugary note, and then like a sugar cookie crust. I don't even know if that even makes sense, but that's what I'm smelling. Not eating the cookie, but smelling the cookie type of thing. Yeah, I think that's how I can describe it. I'm getting a little bit of oak. I do smell a little bit of rye. That's definitely there. Ooh, I'm getting a nice note of leather. And that oak, right? I am getting that oak. The oak is just very subtle, but it's definitely there. But that leather, ooh, that's good. I'm excited to taste this. Let's just go into it. Cheers. All right, so you're hit with a lot of spices, right? And it's not just like a rice spice, it's a bit of a pepper spice, but also a baking spice as well. It's not cinnamon, but it's some type of baking spice. You're getting the sweetness too, like it's blending in well with a sweetness. You're getting that like a caramel, toffee, that brown sugar. You're getting that sugar cookie taste as well, or like a toffee cookie, if that makes sense. Yeah, like a toffee cookie. I don't know if you guys have had those, like a Heath cookie. That's what it kind of tastes like to me. But then it's blended well with the spiciness. Right, it's not too overly spicy. I would say it's more sweet than spicy, but you're definitely getting the kick of the spiciness. Let's go in for another cheers. You're getting a little bit of that oak. That leather is coming in now. Tobacco. You guys know I love my leather and tobacco in bourbons, in whiskeys. So yeah, that definitely put the nail in the coffin for me. I'm getting a little bit of cherries as well, and a big taste of caramel, like a dollop of like caramel, kind of burnt caramel. This is good, guys. I am loving this. 114.2 proof. It doesn't really taste like that. It definitely tastes less proofy than what they're advertising, so that's good. But I'm digging this. Now the question is, do I recommend it for the price? So do I recommend it? Yes. Do I recommend it for the price? I think that if you're getting, I don't know what the MSRP thing. I've heard different MSRPs. I've heard $100, I've heard $150. I got it for like $150 plus tax, so let's say $160. At $100 to $160, I would get this all day, every day. Yeah, hands down, I would get it. From $150 to $200, it's a stretch, but I would still try to get it, because I'm kind of comparing it to a 4-gate, and if you're paying $200 for that, I would kind of pay $200 for this. This is actually pretty good to pay $200 for. Now, if you're paying anywhere north of $200, right? Especially the prices that I'm seeing online for this, which are like $350, $500. That's a big no from me. I wouldn't do that. I would stay away from that. Maybe I would try to get the 6-year bourbon or the rye, which I haven't tasted, but I would still try to get those versus this, if those are my only options, right? Because I don't see myself paying anywhere close to $350 or even $500 for this. I wouldn't see myself paying more than $200, right? If I'm not paying more than $200 for a 4-gate, I wouldn't do it for this, right? But under the $200 mark, I think this is a great bourbon. I would recommend it, but you know, it's all goes to taste. Definitely under $150, I would pick this up if you see it in your area. Let me know, have you guys seen it? What is the price that you've seen it for? Have you tasted it, and what are your thoughts? Do you share my same sentiments? Comment below. Love talking back and forth with you guys. I really freaking enjoy this. Please like or dislike this video. Please subscribe, because that will really help me out, and you know, I need some help. Come on, only you can help. But I'm gonna enjoy the rest of this, and I want you to enjoy that whiskey. Cheers.